welcome to part 2 of the New Year Prep series. I want to finish the year feeling organized and calm and ready to kickstart the most beautiful, best year of my life. In today's episode, though, we are going to be talking about our plan, a very inspiring, fun, structured, tangible plan. And I wanted to say yes to as many opportunities, to as many challenges, to as many things that scared me, travel opportunities, everything. I just wanted to, soak it all up and really end my 20s on a high. That was my intention for 2026. Hello, my loves, and welcome to another episode of the In Her Power podcast. Hope you guys are doing so well, and welcome to part 2 of the New Year Prep series. Guys, I'm so excited to be doing this series again. As I said in our part 1 episode, I did this for the first time last year. You guys loved it, and we are back again for New Year Prep for 2026. I cannot believe I'm saying that, but here we are, November, almost December. We need to start putting some wheels into motion to really get ourselves ahead of the game so that we can finish the year. I don't want to say strong because I'm not looking to finish the year quote unquote strong in 2025. I want to finish the year feeling organized and calm and ready to kickstart the most beautiful, best year of my life. To be honest, 2025 was the best so far, but can we beat it? Of course we can. So let's talk about part 2 and exactly what we're going to be doing today in part 2. If you haven't listened to part 1, you must go back and listen to it. There is a free download in that episode. I've also linked it in today's episode in the description box as well as in the show notes of this episode. But basically it is my 2025 audit guide. So there are 4 steps to the way that I am auditing, reflecting and reviewing 2025 that are going to build the foundation for part 2, all the steps in part 2. And that is really putting the wheels into motion. So if you haven't yet listened to part 1 and you haven't yet downloaded that free download, mind you, head on over and download it. It is fantastic. It is going to be, I called it your guardrails or your bumper guides for your own audit for 2025. So head on over, download that and listen to part 1 if you haven't already. In today's episode though, we are going to be talking about our plan, a very inspiring, fun, structured, tangible plan that you are going to implement whenever you want to, by the way. I really want to preface this. We do not have to do New Year Prep right now. We don't even have to do it at the end of the year. We can do it a couple of weeks into January if we want, January 1st if you want. There are no rules around here. I know for myself, I'm taking the biggest break I have taken in my personal career so far. I'm taking 3 weeks off. We're wrapping up the potty. We're wrapping up some elements of the e-com brand. We're taking a break for the first time in a very, very long time. So I know on my break, I'm actually going to come back to this and do all of these steps because that's when I feel like I'm going to do my New Year Prep. So let's go through part 2 of the New Year Prep series together right now. Let's set the scene. We have already done part 1. We are so clear on what went really well in 2025, what we want to take and pull and adjust, replicate. Now we're going to do step 1, weave it into step 1. And I love that the reflection and the audit really is going to build our step 1 in this episode. Step 1 for part 2 is you're going to set your intentions for 2026. Now, I'm not talking about your rigid goals. I'm not talking about all the habits you need to show up in. No. I'm talking about what is 2026 going to look and feel like? What is it that you want to achieve? So for example, maybe you want to be more present in 2026. You want to get off social media a little bit more and you want to be more present in yourself, your relationships, your family, your household, whatever it is. Another beautiful example is at the beginning of 2025, I made 2025 the year of yes. Quote unquote. It was the yes year. It is actually the final year of my 20s. So I turn 30 in February. From February to February, it was like my final year of my 20s. And I wanted to say yes to as many opportunities, to as many challenges, to as many things that scared me, travel opportunities, everything. I just wanted to, soak it all up and really end my 20s on a high. That was my intention for 2026. So I want you to think about if I could have the best year of my life, that will be 2026. If we can implement all this stuff, what would that look and feel like? Okay. Are you healthy and strong and fit? Are you present? Are you a beautiful mother? Are you a beautiful girlfriend, partner, wife, whatever it is? What is the intention? How is 2026 going to look and feel? And what is it that we want to achieve, okay, in 2026? From there, step 2, you're going to set your micro habits and daily wins based on that intention, okay? Again, let's refer back to the intention of wanting to be more present in 2025. Maybe your daily habits look like 5 to 10 minutes of meditation in the morning to support your mindfulness and being really present in your mind and your body and your soul. Maybe it's the inclusion of daily journaling for gratitude and positivity. Maybe it's the inclusion of a morning stretch, again, to feel really grounded and present in your mind, body, and soul through that really early, soft movement first thing in the morning. This is a really good opportunity now, by the way, if you are going to follow this structure, to invest into a habit tracker so that come 1st of January, when it's time for you to really implement, or the 2nd, 3rd week of January, whenever you start ramping into the new year, this is where you can start your habits really quickly. They're going to be really easy to build because you have a habit tracker, but then it's going to allow you to start very, very strong. You have a list, you have them in your habit tracker ready to go, and your habit tracker template is ready to rock and roll whenever you are. I will leave a link to the habit tracker journal, my own brand, the habit tracker. We sell a variety of organization and productivity tools and resources, and our habit tracking and goal setting journal is one of them. And I believe there's an active discount code. If there is, I'll leave it in the description bar or the show notes below. But you're going to get very clear on, based on that intention, what is required from me. Again, coming back to my example of saying yes to more things in 2025, I made sure that I was constantly circling in with Zach. Where are we going this year? What are we doing this year? How can we pop in some more elements of joy? If it was opportunities to really exciting guest speaking or things that scared me or challenged me, how can I, as a micro habit, constantly get out of my shell, constantly broaden my comfort zone? That meant things like networking. That meant things like buying into that ticketed event by myself. Take your intention and reverse engineer what is required from me or of me in order to get there, and then pop them into your habit tracker. This is the easiest way to build something new into your lifestyle. I'm not just talking a one-off, by the way. I'm talking permanent behavior, which we know is a habit, into our lifestyle. The quickest and easiest way to do that, and obviously also the most rewarding. Seeing you and feeling that tick once you've actioned something off, there is no better feeling. I'm not going to argue with anyone about it. It is literally the best feeling in the world, ticking something off. So invest into a habit tracker. We have it linked below, and there's a discount code ready for you to rock and roll. The next step to really getting the wheels in motion for 2026 is you are going to introduce checkpoints. Okay, I'm talking about accountability and structure without the pressure in 2026. So what you're going to do is, I really want you, when you come around to prepping and planning your 2026, I physically want you to action this, because this will change your life if you can get very good at doing this consistently. The key word here is consistently. Doing it once in a blue moon, it's not going to work, and it's not going to be impactful. You're going to introduce checkpoints in the forms of monthly and or quarterly check-ins with yourself. Now, this does not have to be a crazy, ridiculous audit that you open a spreadsheet up and you've got to highlight things and it's got to be a big day strategy. It's as simple as once a month or once a quarter going in and asking yourself, what is working for me right now? Like, what am I doing really, really well? And on the contrast, what am I not doing really, really well? Where am I slacking a little bit? What is falling apart a little bit? What can I be doing better? And thirdly, here is, what do we need to adjust in order to be that 1% better? It is not a complete rebrand. It is not a complete overhaul of our lives. It is simply, what can I do better to ensure that I am 1% better? I am moving that needle 1%. It gets to be that simple. And I want you to physically go in and schedule them into your calendar and set up reminders so that you know they are there. This is also just a reminder that our habit tracker journal has monthly check-in sections and a monthly goal setting section as well. So if you prefer to do that in something tangible and tactile, you absolutely can through that journal. Next step here, it's a new one for me, and it actually comes as inspiration from the best year that I've had as a byproduct of me saying yes to more opportunities, more of the fun stuff and the scary stuff. I want you to consider, how can you plan for joy and fun, not just structure and accountability this year. While that's important and we do want that in there, how can we look at inserting more fun and joy into our year? So I'm talking about things like hobbies. I'm talking about things like travel, creative outlets, learning a new skill even, date nights, spontaneous trips. How can we strategically, even if it's just a placeholder, even if it's just an idea, how can we insert them into our year more in 2026? The older I get, the more I'm realizing life is all about experiencing the best as often as you can. It is not about working yourself to the bone. I think that is what life is all about, experiencing as much as you can of the beauty, the joy, as much of the this world as you can in the time that we have here. So make sure it's prioritized in 2026. Fun, joy is just as important, if not more so, than the accountability and the structure. Okay, so make sure you're inserting that in somewhere. And then, of course, my favorite part of New Year prep always, and I think a lot of you guys listening, a lot of the girlies listening, we're all go-getters. If you're listening to this podcast, you're a go-getter, whether you're conscious to that or not, you're here for a reason. We're going to visualize and then we're going to commit to our 2026 vision. And of course, this looks like the vision boards and the Pinterest boards and the goal setting sessions and getting the girlies together and doing vision boards together. This is where we are going to visualize what our 2026 is going to look and feel like and commit to that by putting in the effort to the things that are going to help us circle back to that vision. As I said, the vision board, Pinterest, all the things. I want you to think about, how do you want to feel at the end of 2026? What do you want to have achieved by the end of 2026? And what does growth look like to you for the new year? Is it boundaries? Is it a healthier, fitter, stronger body? Is it a better relationship with food? Is it a better relationship with your partner? Is it a better relationship with your friends? Is it being a better friend? What does growth look like to you? What does success look like to you in 2026? You're going to get really, really clear about that and go to the effort of making tangible things. As I said, like vision boards, or the Future You Journal has a vision board section, and you're going to find imagery, quotes, words that represent that. And you're going to put in the effort to make sure that they are visible and a constant for you to refer back to. Another thing that I started, probably 2 years ago now, and this is a really beautiful finisher for the episode and something I would recommend you did whenever you're about to embark on something new but is very important to you, and that is write yourself out a commitment pledge. It is basically like a handwritten, it can be handwritten, I type mine sometimes, contract to yourself, and I write it up just like a contract. I, Rebecca Stewart, or now Rebecca Bauman, vow to X, and it is all the things that I know is required from me in order to obtain this said thing, this goal, this intention. I actually print it off or screenshot it. It's quite embarrassing when people see it though on your phone, and I would sometimes set it as a background or hang it up on my mirror or my vision board, wherever it is, so you can see it all the time. I would really recommend that, and it's fun. It's like giving yourself emotional, spiritual handshake, like, yep, done deal. We're about to embark on something really special together. I got your back if you've got mine. It's like a handshake to future you, if you will. And while we're on the topic of future you, I did just want to let you guys know that the Future You Journal is the perfect tool to kickstart a brand new year. I'm also going to leave that linked below. If you have not bought yourself a Future You Journal yet, please take this as your reminder to do so, especially as we come into the brand new year. The Future You Journal walks you through my Future You formula as to how to build a brand new, beautiful, rebranded version of you from the ground up. So it's got vision board sections, it's got interactive envelope in there, so you can write yourself a letter to future you. It is truly my pride and joy, that journal. So I'll leave a link below if you would like to grab yourself one. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. This was part 2, the final section of the New Year prep. Again, please download the free New Year prep document. It's going to take you through what I would recommend you audited, and then it's over to you to instill your intentions, your habits, your milestone or check-in checkpoints, and insert your fun and your joy, and then finally your visualize and commit portion. I would love to know what you thought about today's episode. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment below. It would mean the world to me. Obviously, we put a lot of effort into this download and to these videos and every ounce of support. And if you're listening on Spotify or on Apple, feel free to leave a comment if and when you can, or a star review if you love today's episode. As always, thank you so much. I love you so much. I'll see you in our next video.